We welcome you to Phillies Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance, along with Ben Davis. I'm Michael Barkan, Ruben Amaro Jr. in a moment from Wrigley Field. This was a convincing 5-1 win by the Philadelphia Phillies. Starting pitcher Ranger Suárez did it. Pitched brilliantly. In fact, at one point, his ERA was down to 3. Thought it might eke into the 2 range. It did not. And then Brandon Marsh, for goodness sakes, 2 for 3, 2 runs batted in, 2 runs scored, 2 home runs. Bullpen picks up Suárez, and Kimbrel locks it down. It was great.
It was a perfect recipe for success. Ranger Suárez tonight, I know the Phillies only won by 4 runs, but it never at one point in this entire game did it feel like the Cubs were within striking distance. He was just dominant. Look, 7 1/3, 4 hits, 1 earning, 8 punchies, just the 1 walk, no homers, 104 pitches. I was surprised, a little surprised he went out there for the 8th inning. He had 93 going into that inning and it ended up with 104, 66. But he really spread the wealth tonight with his pitch usage. He was dominant.
Would you have left him in there for the one more batter after they were first and second? Would you have let him try to finish the inning?
I don't think so. I think he had reached his limit. He looked a little tired out there, a little gassed. I think it was the right move. I know Soto came in and gave up a CNI single, but that's the way it goes. But again, I just tip my cap to Ranger. He just goes out and gets it done, man. I love him.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, he's had a great season so far and gets his record to 2-2. Let's go out to Chicago, to Wrigley Field. Let's check in with Ruben Amaro Jr. Called tonight's game with Tom McCarthy. Ruben, this Cubs team was playing pretty darn good baseball. They won 11 of 14 games. And we know how win streaks get stopped and other losing streaks get started. And the Phillies walked in and they handed it to them. That was a great win, wasn't it?
You're absolutely right, Michael. I mean, a great team effort, but you got to talk about Ranger Suárez. It all starts with the starting pitching, and really the starting pitching has been phenomenal. That's why they're now 4 games over 500.
He does care. I think sometimes he comes off as not caring. He's got that inner fire, but it's almost like, I trust my stuff. I don't care who you are in the box. I don't care. I'm going to throw this pitch with conviction, and we'll see what happens. You might get the best of me, but I don't think it's going to happen on this particular pitch. It's almost like he has that mentality every pitch. It's just fun to watch.
You look at his numbers in June, and they are amazing. 5 starts, a 1.08 ERA, and as mentioned, he got his season ERA down to 3 at one point tonight. 33 1/3 innings pitched, 33 strikeouts, 8 walks. He didn't have 1 walk until later on in his start tonight. And I thought he might have finished with a clean slate as far as that goes. But he is a savage out there.
He is. He is an absolute savage. And again, you're talking about a guy, righties, lefties, it just doesn't matter for him. He gets the sign and he goes. And I can't stress how much it is to have someone that throws every pitch with conviction. And you might say, well, it's not like he's making a pitch just to make a pitch. Okay, I got a sign. I'm just going to throw this one. It's no, I'm going to put it exactly where I want to put it. And if I don't, then I'll try and be better next time. We saw him shaking his head out on the mound a couple times tonight because he wasn't happy with himself for a couple different locations. And we're saying, why is he shaking his head? Well, he hit the 1 batter. That happens. And he was shaking his head about that one. But overall, I think he has to be very, very pleased with his performance. I reps him.
Mm-hmm. Was that a country lyric, by the way? Put some music to that, man. Hear the numbers inside that. 108 exit velocity. And that's 3 miles an hour above the average.
Yeah, and you're cutting that wind, too, throughout to right field. That wind was blowing in, and he was able to just somehow muster it through. He's a strong young man.
Yeah, you cut the wind. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'll tell you what.
You're doing something right.
Trade's paying off. Look at this with Los Angeles. 163 games for this young and up-and-coming player. 239 average, 299 OBP, 653 OPS, 10 home runs. And then with the Phillies in 113 games, average way up. OBP up significantly, 50 points. And then the OPS, 813, and he's got as many home runs in way less games.
And let's not forget, he's 25 years old. I think we kind of get lost with the hair and the beard. You think he's a little bit older. He's not. And I know the Phillies gave up Logan O'Hoppe to get him. Logan O'Hoppe was hitting .283 this year with 4 home runs. He had to go season-ending shoulder surgery. The shoulder kept popping out. They had to fix it. He's a top prospect. But where's he going to go in this organization to get to the big leagues? You got JT there. You're behind a brick wall. So Dombrowski went out and made this move, and you got to tip your cap to him. You have to tip your cap to Kevin Long and Jason Camilli, the hitting coaches, because this transformation that he's made has been nothing short of spectacular.
Nice move, Dombo, and the Phillies. Let's hear from Rob Thomson post-game in the clubhouse.
You got to be happy you got that one in.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, I could smell it the whole game, though. But yeah, as long as it's safe for the players, we need to play, you know. So.
We were talking about Marsh before the game, kind of the road he's been on, pops a couple out of the ballpark.
Yeah.
And he pulled him too, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, so he's using the entire field, and that's big for him. Yeah, he's swinging at strikes. He's not chasing. He's having really good at-bats right now.
You want to stick? I mean, what do you do with tomorrow? He's swinging a hot bat, but it's lefty.
I haven't talked to him yet.
No, yeah. And then Suárez. I mean, he's been lights
Dynamite.
out.
First pitch strikes, get ahead, stay ahead, just attack the zone. All his pitches were good. He didn't throw many curveballs early, but then he got to it a little bit later. But the cutter was good. Yeah, he was really good, and he's been that way for a long time now.
When you have Wheeler at the top and then Nola, but when Suárez is going like he is, how much can that?
Oh,
guy
and
transfer?
Taiwan.
And Taiwan
you
as
know,
well. But yeah, your rotation.
It's really been solid for a while now. It's good to see.
You dealt with that smoke situation in Philadelphia a couple of weeks ago. Once they tell you, like, you're playing, it's safe, are you just going to forget about it? Or
Yeah,
how do you process that?
you have to. I mean, you just got to trust that it's safe out there, and you go and you make sure you're reminding guys to go inside every once in a while, get a breath of fresh air, and, you know, keep hydrated and, you know, all that stuff. So, and they did a good job of it. And I didn't hear anybody complain, or I didn't think anybody was affected by it. So it was good.
Going back to Marsh, the last 6 games or so, he's been hot. What do you think? Is it just less chase with him?
Yeah,
or
and attack in the strike zone, you know. So that's what it seemed like. He was taking a lot of strikes at one point and swinging at chase pitches, and now he's kind of flipped the table. So he's having great at bats. Cody had good at bats tonight. Schwarber he struck out twice, but he got 2 hits, led off the game with a double, and yeah, the offense was good.
Rob Thomson, and interesting, he's talking about the smoke from the fires in Canada. There was question at some point about whether or not they were going to play this game tonight. The Phillies got smoked out a couple of weeks back, you recall, because of those fires. And he said no one complained about it. He said we could definitely smell the smoke. Encourage guys to go inside, get a breath of fresh air, get hydrated, etc. But they stormed through. No one mentioned it.
Yeah.
So good. That's
good sign.
Good sign as the Phillies
sign.
take it 5-1.